Hello, 6th grade math students. This is Mr. Schmidt, and today you're going to watch a little video on a review of chapter 5. I'm going to just briefly review for you some of the portions that are important for you to know for the test. So what I'd like you to do before the test on Wednesday is think about a few of these things that I have on the board for you. First of all is organize your notebook and from sections 5.1 to 5.4 along with your homework. What are your strengths of this chapter? Think about those. Are you really strong with multiplying fractions? Or you feel good about adding and subtracting? How about number 3? What could you use more practice with? Is that division still difficult for you? Do you feel that adding and subtracting kind of gets confusing at times? What do you need more practice with? Number 4, can you determine if an answer is reasonable when multiplying or dividing? And finally, number 5, how do you check your work to make sure you have the correct answer? So I'd like you to think about those for our test on Wednesday. Today we're going to practice just a couple problems from each section today, beginning with 5.1 and 5.2, adding and subtracting of fractions. So what we need to remember here is when we have two fractions with denominators that are different, we're going to need to find a common denominator. So looking at 2/10 and 1/5, I have a common denominator of 10. After that, I make my equivalent fraction. Pretty simple. And then I add. Remember to add your numerators and the denominator stays the same because we are talking about the same whole here. 2/10 plus 1/5 equals 4/10. Don't forget to put in simplest form. So you have to find a factor common to both 4 and 10, which is 2. So we get 2/5. And you're completed. Okay, number 2, we're going to take a look at a subtraction problem. Now remember, when you have two proper fractions, just such as addition, it's going to be the same. In this situation where you have two mixed numbers, you're going to follow the same rule. You have to find a common denominator. 7 and 4, 28. Okay, 28. Find out, 7 goes into 28 4 times. Whatever I do for the denominator, I do in the numerator, so that's 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28, so 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, the issue here is we have to then look at our subtracting. 7 minus 24, that's not possible. So we are going to have to borrow from our whole number. In this particular problem, we'll take one whole from 4, and I'm just going to go through this so you can see it. What you're actually doing is taking one whole, or my denominator is 28. So I'm going to make 28 over 28, which I got from here, and I add that on. So 7 plus 28 is 35 over 28. And from there, now I can subtract. 35 minus 24, which is 11, over 28. And then rather than subtracting 4 minus 2, I have 3 minus 2, which is 1. 1 and 11/28. So if you have any questions about that, make sure to ask me on Tuesday. Okay, next, I'd like to quickly go through multiplying fractions. This has been a little more recent. When we're multiplying fractions, what we have to do is multiply the numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. Now, the one trick we've been talking about is canceling. And the good thing about canceling is that will help you with making it an easier fraction to work with. So let's take a look here. Is there a common fraction that is between 6 and 15? Sure. 3 goes into both of them. 3 goes into 6 twice. 3 goes into 15 5 times. How about 14 and 7? Is there a common factor? 7. 7 into 7 once, 7 into 14 twice. So rather than multiplying 6 times 14 and 7 times 15, I'm multiplying 2 times 2, which is 4, and 1 times 5, which is 5. That makes it a lot easier for everyone in order to multiply fractions. Now the second type of fraction you'll be multiplying are mixed numbers. And in this particular situation, you can do a quick estimate for yourself to figure out what should my answer be close to. So if I have 3.5 times 2 3/4, well, about 3.5, a little over 2.5. So I'm thinking my answer maybe around 7. Okay, let's see what we get. So we have to change them to an improper fraction. So I get 7 over 2 times 11 over 4. Okay, first thing we ask ourselves, is there anything we can cancel here? Doesn't look like it. So we're going to have to go ahead and multiply. 7 times 11, 77. And 2 times 4 is 8. Now I have to do my reducing. I want to put that into a mixed number. So I would get, what, 8 goes into 77 9 times. 9 times 8, 72. I have 5 left over. 9 5/8. Well, my estimate was a little off. I thought around 7. Definitely bigger than that. Final answer, 9 5/8. All right, lastly, students, we're going to take a quick look at dividing fractions. Remember we talked about the reciprocal? Well, in order to find the reciprocal of a number, a mixed number like this, you're going to have to, first of all, change it into an improper fraction. That's correct. 7 over 3. And then what I'm going to do is I have to find the number that is multiplied by 7/3 that will equal 1. So what times 7 over 3 equals 1? Well, that's 3/7. If I multiply those two together and cancel, I will get 1. So 3/7 is the reciprocal of 2 1/3. We talked about in class many times the importance of being able to do the division problems, and in order to do that, you have to find the reciprocal. So we take our division problem, 6/12 divided by 1/4. All right, what am I going to get? Well, in order to divide, I'm going to have to multiply. So I take 6/12, I rewrite it, and I'm going to multiply. And because we're multiplying now, we have to take the reciprocal of 1 over 4, which is 4 over 1. Our next question is there anything I can cancel? 1 and 6 is fine. 12 and 4, definitely. And 3. So I get 6 over 3. And if I reduce that, I will get 2. Final answer, 6/12 divided by 1/4, you will get 2. All right, guys, we are going to wrap that up for today. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And now you will do a short Google form and practicing some problems that will be similar to your Chapter 5 test. Have a great night.